Do you ever get the feeling people are incapable of not caring? People are amazing.
Brendan, massive standing ovation in Venice tonight, TIFF Tribute Award. What do these moments mean to you as an actor?
Well, they're new to me, and I'm grateful for the recognition. If I smile a little too hard and I sprain a cheek and my face leaks a little bit, I'll apologize for it right now. What did he say? He said, "I know not all that may be coming, but come what will, I will go to it laughing." That was a friend. Herman Melville. 1851.
Great.
Words to live by.
So Sam, first tell me, why was Brendan the right actor to play Charlie in The Whale?
Yeah, so I wrote this play, I guess I started working on this play about 13 years ago. I was just joking that at the time when I was writing it, I was living with my then boyfriend, now husband, in a fifth floor illegal sublet studio apartment in New York City, barely making the rent, living, hand to mouth basically. And I wrote the play from a pretty personal place. And at the time, I wasn't sure if any of my plays would ever get produced. And I think that gave me the license to write in a pretty honest and vulnerable way. And so when the play ultimately did get produced, and then when Darren approached me, it was scary, because it's going to go to this level that I never even dreamed of. And I think for the last 10 years that Darren and I have been talking about it, the core question is, who are we going to give this role to? And I was terrified about who we were going to give it to. But from the moment that we heard Brendan read the screenplay in a little theater in the East Village right before lockdown happened, it was just like Charlie had materialized in the room, and I realized that Brendan understood this character in this elemental level. And I was just so happy about that.
Brendan, what was the biggest challenge of playing Charlie, and what resonated with you about him?
I think to own the story that Sam wrote about a man who's living with a lifetime of challenges and regrets that have manifested themselves through his trauma, that he what's the word? He heals himself with food, that he soothes himself by overeating, and that result giving him the corporal being that leaves him home alone, largely forgotten, and that it's a story about a man who is so desperate for the little amount of time he has left to reconnect with his daughter. Now, that's a powerful story. I can't identify personally with any of the things I've just told you, but I can identify with feeling a need to connect with family, to tell a story. It was shot in the time of COVID. We were under lockdown conditions, as we all well know. And somehow that brought us closer together while shooting this. And I really think we found a way to make, what's the phrase, medicine out of poison by taking care of one another under those circumstances. And what we have to show for it is this film, which we're pretty confident and feel good about, that it will cause people to gather themselves by stories and maybe even change a few hearts and minds along the way.
Did Charlie make you fall in love with acting again?
I never fell out of love with acting, because it's nice work if you can get it, let me tell you. But what it did do is give me an affirmation to work with a world-class filmmaker such as Darren Aronofsky, and the supporting cast in Hong Chow and Tai Simpkins and Sadie Sink are fantastic ensemble players in this film. It reminded me that storytelling is a balm for the soul.
Sam, if there's one theme or one resonant thing you'd like audiences to take away from The Whale, what would it be?
I mean, I think that this story is about people who are trying to save one another. It's 5 people who are desperately trying to save one another in deeply complicated ways and flawed ways. And I think that if I want something to come out, especially I mean, it's funny because I started working on this play 13 years ago, but now in 2022, you know, we are drenched in cynicism nowadays. And if there's one thing I hope audiences take away from this is that we don't need to choose cynicism. And cynicism is easy and perversely comforting. And that it's worth believing in other people. I know that sounds simplistic, but I think it's worthwhile.
Do you ever get the feeling people are incapable of not caring? People are amazing.